Hey, first grade. Welcome to your last day of social studies this week. Our target today says I can order events on a timeline and explain a timeline's purpose. I want to review real quickly what is a timeline? Well, a timeline is that line of events that have happened in the past in the order that they happened. It's all those really important events in the order that they happened. Remember, a timeline can look something like this, and it's not going to tell me every single thing that has happened, just the really, really important things. I know it's important to put those events in order because if I mix them all up, then I'm not going to have really any idea. A timeline shows me how things progress or how they change over time. So if they're in order, I can see, oh, that's how it has changed. Now, I know I can make a timeline about a whole bunch of things. This week, we practiced making a timeline about ourselves. I know in reading this week, you practiced retelling a book. That's kind of like a timeline. You could make a timeline about something that has happened in a book. You practiced making timelines about people's lives. We looked at Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and we took the important events from their life and put it on a timeline. You could also make a timeline about history, things that have happened, like if there was a war, how a country became a country, maybe all of the presidents from the United States, you could put them on a timeline. That would be a good way to say, oh, here's all of our presidents in the order that we had them. And you can also make a timeline about how things have changed, how inventions have changed. Now, we looked at this example earlier this week. This is a timeline of the car. I can see I'm following the tick marks to see what was happening in the order that it was happening, right? Because I know cars have not always looked like this. So I'm like, hey, I want to know the history of a car. So I can come all the way back here to the very beginning, the first tick mark, and see, oh, this is what happened first. And then I just go to the next tick mark, next tick mark, next tick mark, so I can see how it was changing. Now, this was a horizontal or side to side timeline, and that's how we're most of the time going to see it. Occasionally, that means sometimes we will see it vertically or up and down, and we kind of looked at this one. So, this was a timeline showing how everything was happening in the Star Wars universe. We're going to watch a quick video summing up some timelines and what we might find on them.
Have you ever heard of a timeline? It's a line on which you can mark the beginning and end of a period of time, then mark off important dates and events along the way. The easiest way to imagine a timeline is to make one about your own life. So you would start your line with the date you were born and then finish it with today's date. You might want to add a halfway point, so if you are 10 years old, the halfway point will be your fifth birthday. You could then fill in the rest of the line with events that have happened in your life. If you were making a historical timeline, it might begin at a time in history such as 1066, the year of the Norman invasion, and go up to the present day. Along this line, you might add events such as the year Henry VIII came to the throne, which was 1509, or the Great Fire of London, which was 1666. Timelines are a really great way of helping you understand what happened and when.
Timelines are so important. I'm so happy that we have that quick reminder. Here is what your assignment is going to look like on Seesaw. You have one question right at the top that says, why do we use timelines? You need to type, or you can record yourself or use a pencil tool to write, why are timelines important? Why do we use timelines? What is their purpose? Okay. Then I gave you a blank timeline right here. And there are 4 pictures on the side. You need to drag the pictures to the timeline in the correct order of when they happened, okay? You'll just drag it right on top of whichever number it needs to go. You have one that says Merry Christmas, one that says first day of school, one that says Happy Halloween, and one that says Happy Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving. So you need to look at those and see, what order did those happen? and put those on your timeline in the correct order. Make sure you pay close attention. Do not forget to answer that question at the top. When you're all done, you can go ahead and click that green check mark.